Hi, everyone, and welcome to week 7. My name is Kara. I'm an academic advisor with the Mustang Success Center. Welcome to my new virtual office. I spent like 30 minutes picking out my new background, and I love it. It was great. So today, we're going to jump straight in and talk about some tips and strategies to help us move forward as we're coming into like second round of midterms or big assignments or essays, things like that. So let's jump in. The first thing that I would recommend to students is what we call a post-test review. And you can do this with essays or other group projects as well, but there are a few components to them. So when we start our post-test review, we want to start with this first question. What material was being tested? Now, was it based on readings or articles, lectures, videos, discussions? There might be a variety of things on the test and structured differently as well. Was it multiple choice, short answer, true, false? We want to look at the whole test just from a broad, kind of bigger picture lens first and see what was on it and how did I study accurately for that. If I studied mostly readings, but the test was mostly lectures, that means that I adjust how I study for the future. The next piece that we want to reflect on is the positive. What went well? What was I really confident about? Or how did I use my time well during the exam? This is going to be something that we continue to build on and draw connections to as we begin to study things that maybe we didn't do as well on. And that's the next piece. What areas did I not feel as confident in, or did I know that I didn't do my best on? So what did you do well on, and what areas did you maybe need to improve on, or subjects that you need to revisit moving forward? We don't want to forget about that area because we want to build a solid foundation moving forward. So if we don't know something well now, we want to make sure that we know it moving forward. The final piece of the post-test review is just, were my study methods effective? How much time did I give myself? Was I just reading through my notes? Did I watch any additional videos, do additional practice problems? Did I try and teach someone? Did I talk with my peers? Some of those reflections can be really easy points to put into practice moving forward to help us improve. And all of these reflections should lead us, hopefully, to take those reflections and go to office hours. Let's talk about office hours. So when I was a student, office hours seemed really intimidating and daunting sometimes because I hadn't really talked with my professors. Maybe I stayed after class a little bit, but I never really went to their office and sat down. But it's one of the best ways that you can get to know your professor, they can get to know you, and you can make some really easy changes moving forward. So what do we do during office hours? First, we obviously want to clarify any material that's not clear. We want to have some specific topics or questions that we ask, and that comes from reflecting on previous assignments, but also looking at our lectures and our notes that we're taking to assess for any gaps in our knowledge. The next thing that we can do is also talk about our study skills. Professors can sometimes give us additional tips or methods that have been really effective in the past. They may have access to additional materials or resources that you can use or practice problems, and they might also be able to help connect you with other peers who are willing to create study guides. But sometimes when we go to office hours, our peers are already there, and so it's really easy to make connections with other students or learn from the questions that they are asking. And don't forget, you can be a resource to other students as well. Sometimes you're asking a question that they are not confident in asking. So definitely lean into your peers in office hours as well. The final piece to this is just adjusting and making those adjustments. If something wasn't working before, that's okay. We release it and we move on to bigger and better things, right? So first thing is just assessing our study skills. Maybe we've talked with our professor, maybe we have some new ideas about how we can study. We want to start to implement those. And it doesn't have to be huge changes. Start with something small and simple. The other piece is assessing our time management. So how much time are we dedicating to reviewing our notes before or after lectures? Even just 15 minutes beforehand can make some additional connections that maybe weren't there before. In general, for midterms, we recommend that students study about an hour a day for a week beforehand. Now, that can be broken up into maybe 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes in the evening. There are lots of different study methods that you can use for that. But for finals, specifically as we look forward, we sometimes recommend that students study for an hour a day for 2 weeks in advance. So you want to start wrapping up what you're learning right now and really beginning to prepare moving forward so that it's not too much when you get there. If you feel like you need some additional resources, that's okay. You can utilize study sessions. Those are still available to sign up for through the end of this week. And then tutoring is still accessible as well. But keep in mind that tutoring might start to fill up as finals get closer. So you want to sign up as soon as possible. And finally, also use us. As advisors, we love talking about these things with students. So don't be afraid, come on in and we'd be happy to talk about how you can be your absolute best student moving forward. You're going to be great. Good luck. You're almost there.